let's talk about our stay at Art of Animation. And since we stated that we had Club 32 meetup not this past weekend, but 2 weeks ago, sorry. We were not feeling well for about a week, so we have a lapse of about a week where it's been gone. So it seems like it was last week for us, but it was actually 2 weeks ago where we stayed there during the stay. So we had stayed here before. It's been a few years, but we stayed in the Cars family suite. Mm-hmm. And our son is a huge fan of Cars.
He is.
And we so being over there was really cool, but it's a value resort.
It's a value resort with moderate prices. Yeah, if you're not familiar with the Art of Animation, it opened in 2012 as kind of an answer to figuring out what to do with the land across from Pop Century. They have standard rooms and they have family suites. There are Little Mermaid standard rooms that I believe they priced. I think they're the most expensive of the value standard rooms. Right, they're more expensive than All Stars.
Yeah,
more expensive than Pop. So, so they're a little bit of an upcharge here at Art of Animation. But the family suites, they're going to run you at least in the $400 range per night, depending on if you can get like a discount. You might get a little bit cheaper than that, but they do run a little high. But there's the perks of them is that they sleep 6 and they have 2 full bathrooms. Mm-hmm. Huge perks. Another perk of these family suites is that they have interior hallways, which is also a giant perk. So I feel like those two things together make it kind of almost like kind of worth it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely nice on the value side to have that. It definitely feels more like a moderate in there. And in the Cars area, that whole area with the Cars is themed like fantastic. It really is probably the best themed Disney hotel area I've seen.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I'm thinking outside of California Adventure where they have Cars Land, that's probably the second best one because our son loved it. I mean, they had all the cars out there. He just wanted to stand and get pictures with them, and it was So I mean, in the theming wise, man, our building had Tow Mater out front of it, and it looked like Tow Mater, and you've got the hotel sign from the movie. It all looks really good. So the theming wise is great.
The Cozy Cone Hotel or Motel. Sorry,
that's what it was. Cozy Cone
is that the pool that's in that section, and it's just like the other value resorts. Is they have the larger than life structures that are themed to that certain area.
But these aren't but these are done better to me than like Pop. They're not.
Yeah.
I don't even think these are larger than life. I think these are actually true to life as they're supposed to be.
Well,
like the cars are the size of cars. Like
that is the only way that they're the same. If you go in the Little Mermaid section, there's a giant Crush. There's a giant Mr. Ray. Like that's the larger than life thing.
Yeah, I just mean in the car section itself is weird because most of them do that in the values, but like this section was one where you're like, oh, this is actually like the sign is appropriately. That's the sign size it's supposed to be.
But the pool, it's supposed to be like the quiet pool or whatever. It is so cute. Like the cozy cones are like. Have I guess lounge chairs underneath them, and they're adorable.
It's all themed great.
It's great, and our son loved it. Actually, both of our kids loved it. We took lots of pictures, lots of video because we spent a lot of time just walking around. So there's the car suites, and then there are the Finding Nemo suites, and that is like the middle section of the hotel. And these were a little bit more than the other suites, but it is the most convenient to walk to from like the animation hall, which is like the lobby and the food court area, to like the Skyliner, which is on the other side.
You talking about the Cars one?
No, I'm talking about Finding Nemo because it's right in the middle.
Gotcha.
So there's only 2 buildings for Finding Nemo suites, but they are the most popular. It also has the big blue pool in the middle, which is the feature pool, and this is huge. It is famous for being able to hear the music under the water, which is very cool. There's no slide or anything because typically the value resorts do not have a slide or like a diving board or anything like that, but it is a very cool feature pool for a value resort.
You say typically, none of them do.
None of them do. Then I guess
I don't think if there are, I'm not aware of them.
I guess that's true. I guess none of them do. But they have a cool splash pad that's like right outside of it.
They do have a cool kids area.
And apparently our kids went nuts with my mom when she took them swimming. They stayed out there forever playing with that. So that's awesome. And then there's like a little playground right behind it. So lots of playing, lots of water activities, like right there in the middle. And so you have that for the for Finding Nemo, plus the drop off bar. There is a pool bar. That is the only place you can get alcohol in the entire resort. Just right there.
I think you can get some in the quick service.
Can you get that?
They usually have. I didn't go look specifically, but they usually have like canned beer and stuff you could get.
Okay,
like
all
wine
right.
and stuff.
Okay.
They don't have a bar in there.
Okay, so like hard liquor is good. This is gonna be the only place.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's right there, right by the pool, and then you have the Lion King section, which is the only one that doesn't have its own pool. It's just kind of like a walkthrough area, you know.
Well, there's no pool in this set in the Lion King. I don't remember a lake, so maybe it's
like
true.
in the movie.
Maybe it's true to the theming. They're just like, listen, there's no lake here, so.
Well, there's no pool. I don't think there's any pools in the Cars movies either.
I disagree. The Cars verse. Our daughter and I had this discussion.
Oh,
because she actually asked me, "Are there people in the Cars verse?" I was like, "Great question. I don't think there are."
Right.
From everything we can learn from the Cars movies, it seems as if the Cars operate just as humans. They have pools. They have stadiums.
Okay.
I think there are car pools.
Car pools.
Get it?
Got it. Anyway, the Lion King section, there's no future pool or anything, but they do have the, again, larger than life structures. They have Mufasa, they have Scar, they have the hyenas, they have it's like a little play area with like the boneyard thing. It's not a very big area, and there's only 2 buildings of suites over there too. Carts is the only one that has the 3, so it has the most family suites because it's in like a little quarter.
Gotcha.
1, 2, 3. This is also the area where you can roast marshmallows, like for the campfire.
Well, that makes sense. Okay.
We actually walked by this as they were starting. We're like, let's roast some marshmallows. Might as well. So that's over there in the Lion King section. And then the farthest section is going to be the Little Mermaid section, which I mentioned is the standard rooms that has like the 2 queen bed setup. These are not family suites. These are much smaller. They're also cheaper. They are also the farthest away from the animation hall, from transportation, from Skyliner. So it is quite a trek, especially if you're in the furthest most building. It's a walk. It's a walk to get, to the front of the resort or to the buses. So keep that in mind. But they do have their own pool. I think it's called Flipping Fins. I think it's what the pool is called over in the Little Mermaid section. But there's a giant Ursula, a giant Triton, a giant Little Mermaid.
That section is a long ways away. I remember we stayed in the Little Mermaid rooms a few years ago, and it's a long walk to the lobby.
And these rooms, the theming is a lot. It's like a lot.
They need an update too. Even when we stayed there a few years ago, they could have used a little bit of a sprucing up.
Yeah, but still, that is an option if you want to stay at this resort. Don't want to pay the suite prices. You can still get a standard room in the Little Mermaid section.
All right. Well, I guess we can talk about our actual room in the car suite. Okay. What that looked like. So, like I said, this is basically a 2-bedroom, sleep 6. I thought the theming of the room was great. It was, that's one thing. I've seen pictures of the Little Nemo one as well. They're all themed really well, but this one was themed. Had cars, had like the cones for some of the side tables.
There's the lamps too.
Yeah, the lamps look like a race car, like the table that pulls out into a bed. So I thought the little touches in there were really very cute. And if you like cars, like our son loved all of it. So he was just...
Well, the flooring looks like the bottom of like the garage, which is fun.
Yeah.
Or the dressers look like a tool chest, like you'd find in a garage.
Yes, yeah.
Little touches like that made it really cool. Oh, the coffee table was like a map of Route 66.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
So there is a pull down full bed in the front room that's like where you would have your table and stuff. And that's where my mom slept, and it worked out just fine. And then our daughter and son were in the living room with the pull down, and it was plenty enough room. And then we had the bedroom, and it was a queen bed, so enough space for luggage, enough space to spread out. It did come with a microwave, and a bigger than usual fridge.
Yeah,
a good sized fridge, sink.
Well, I would hope so in a family suite. Yeah, I think they're assuming you have some more people in there.
It's basically a kitchenette setup that you would find at a DVC studio.
Yes,
it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
But I did bring my toaster. Don't forget, I did bring my toaster.
You did.
Got to bring that toaster for those bagels and stuff for our children. Anyway, so yeah, it's a great room. I think it's perfect for families. Like I could see a family totally being comfortable staying for like a week ish, and having enough room and not going crazy.
Yeah, it's big enough. Yeah, it's got enough room there where you don't feel like you're just on top of each other in there. So yeah.
Yeah, the 2 bathrooms, I'm telling you, it helps a lot.
The 2 bathrooms do help.
They really do.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were both like pretty good sized. So I didn't think it was too bad on the bathrooms.
The only thing that was kind of annoying that this is annoying for like Polynesian did this too, when you walk in the bathroom and the fan kicks on.
I'm not a fan of that.
I don't like that.
It's a sensor they put on the you can block it. You have to go to quite the lengths to do it. I've done it before because back in the day at Polynesian we had put our son in so they have 2. It's like one's like a just has a shower room, the other one has a shower and a bathroom. And so we put him in the room that's just a shower room there, but the fan kept kicking. Yeah, so the fan kept kicking on. And it kept kicking on because it motion detects, I suppose. So I was able to like I don't remember what I did. I rigged
I think you put a towel.
I put a towel up there and did something. Anyways, I was able to block it, but it took me like, I was reverse engineering it for about 20 minutes to figure that out. But it's not the easiest thing to do. But yeah, those are annoying when they do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I guess like one of my favorite things at this resort is obviously the theming, but the Skyliner access.
Yeah, that's become quite the thing. I mean, Pop Century or over here at Art of Animation, it's nice to have, especially if you're spending time at Epcot and Hollywood Studios, which we were for the 2 days there. So it's definitely nice because you can just walk on over there and just hop on.
And that's why I booked the suites. It was perfect because my mom was coming. I knew we needed more room than just a standard room at like Pop Century, which is what we probably would have done. But she was coming, and it just worked out. Everyone had their own space. It was great. We did not get to try any of the food in the food court. We were busy with the meetup stuff, so we didn't have a chance to do any of that.
But it's all pretty standard. I mean, it hasn't changed over the years. It's okay at best. It's nothing. They do have some unique offerings here and there, different ones, but it's all. I mean, it's all fine. There's just nothing that's going to be amazing that I've ever had.
Yeah. And the lobby's set up just like the other ones, other values. But yeah. I really, there's nothing more to say. I guess they did the arcade. They did the arcade for a little bit.
The arcade. I mean, that's not all of them though. I mean, the arcades are bigger at the values like that, but the kids did go in there and play a little bit there. But
I'd say for like if you have a bigger family, if you have a family of like 5 or 6, you're coming for a week. You want a little bit more space than what a standard room has to offer. I would definitely recommend the suites. Like, definitely. Now, you can set it up to where you can pick the option. Like, when you book it, you can pick, they assign you whichever room you want when you check in, or you can select your own theming. Like, you can choose which themed room you want. So it's a little bit cheaper if you just have the one that's assigned at checkout or check-in, but you can, that is an option.
Yeah. No, I think the rooms are great for families. I think it's a good option. I think it's location wise, it's great. I think as a resort goes, I do like Art of Animation. I still like Pop a bit more. I do not enjoy anything to do with the All Stars. So to me, it's like Art of Animation or Pop Century. I know some of the All Stars have family suites. We haven't stayed in those before.
All Star Music has family suites.
Yeah, so that is an option over there. But we haven't stayed in those. But that may be an option there that people may want to look at. But yeah, I think these are really great, especially if your kids love Cars, Lion King or Little Mermaid. Or Nemo, excuse me.
All 4 of those.
I knew it was water. Anyways, would you say a family suite here versus a moderate resort for a family for a week? Because I personally would say a family suite if you can get it, because you get the extra room, and given you have Skyliner access. I would rather stay here.
It's going to be about the same price too, right?
It's going to be about the same price. I personally would rather stay here versus like say a Coronado, because you only have bus transportation out of Coronado.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So to me, I would rather do Art of Animation family suite versus staying at a moderate.
Well, it depends on who's going and
It does.
what your
That's what I'm
purpose
saying.
of-
I'm saying for a family going. Like if you're going to be for a
you
week.
oh yeah, like I said, if you're going with like little kids and theming like this, like animation stuff is big for them, this is where you'd want to go for sure. I mean, you can travel to the other resorts or the parks or to like dining and stuff. Like if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
And it's not like you have no food options. I mean, the food court it's like you said, it's very basic, but it is you have access to that. But having the Skyliner right there is just so nice.
Well, and just having the extra bedroom too.
And the extra
I mean,
bedroom.
that's just you're
I
not going to
know.
find that often at Disney unless you're paying double of what you would pay for this.
Right. Now, if you ask me if would I choose Art of Animation over Caribbean Beach, yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because again, Caribbean Beach is still like it's pricey for a moderate, just standard room versus a value family suite. I mean, like I feel like they're going to be kind of similar in price. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Caribbean Beach is I've been vocal about this. Is not my favorite resort.
I agree. Yeah, it's never been one of our favorite ones.
So I definitely choose it over that. As far as my favorite value, though, it is Art of Animation is not my favorite value. My favorite value belongs to Pop, and Pop is because it still has all of the transportation access that Art of Animation has. It may not have interior hallways, but its price is just you just can't beat the price for what you're going to get at Pop Century. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it
no,
is
I
a little
agree.
bit, it is a little bit more than like the All Stars, but that again, that Skyliner access, you can use all the I mean, like you can just walk over to Art of Animation and eat over at the food court and see all the stuff. You can't use the pool, but like you can do all the other stuff. So I don't know. That's why I say.
No, I agree. It's a funny thing. I would say I agree. I like Pop better as a value resort, but I would, if I had a family that we were looking at a suite, perhaps I would say go Art of Animation Family Suite for sure.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. So yeah. So we recommend it. I think it's good.
Yeah, I have no complaints. Like zero complaints.
Okay.